So welcome again for our Cooking for Health program, workshop number 4. I just wanted to again recognize our great funders who made these workshops possible. And they are the Community Foundation of Mississauga. Seba Food Bank gratefully acknowledges their financial support, specifically the Novo Nordisk Diabetes and Obesity Healthy Mississauga Fund. Okay, so I think then, Amber, if you'd like to talk about the nutrition component for today, about including snacks or eating regularly, and also choosing the right beverages.
I wanted to talk about the healthy drinks. Smoothies are definitely better than juice. Yes, we know that eating our vegetables is better than making the smoothie. Now, obviously, there are different grades, but sometimes it's difficult for younger kids, for older adults to have enough amount of vegetable in their diet, which is why I'm a fan of smoothies, and I still don't go against smoothies. I think a smoothie is a better option for certain age groups, for certain preference level where we can at least incorporate vegetables. I have this interesting handout or image from the Google that I would like to share with you guys. And okay, I think
I may need to enable it, or
no, I can say I can share. I can share. It's just I don't see it. Just give me 1 second.
No problem. So I shared those websites with you while Amber is looking for the handout for EcoSource, for the community gardens, and also for Half Your Plates. You should have it there.
So it's about the drinks, the sugar content in different drinks. And sadly, I don't see it here. My God, I thought I had it here.
So another thing that came to mind is Good Food Box program. They used to have it here in Peel. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try and look it up online, but that's a great way to also purchase affordable fruits and vegetables. So they come in a box, and it's based on what's available in season. And these organizations, so before it used to be Eden Food for Change, so they're nonprofit. They would put all these fruits and vegetables in one box, and every week you would get something different, and you could purchase either a small for, I think it was 15, or a large for 25, and a large would feed like 4 or more people. So that's another really beneficial thing that you can look into for buying fruits and vegetables at a better price.
Yeah, Good Food Box is actually very good. I have seen that in person, and it's usually organized, or I would say assembled under the supervision of nutrition educators, right? So either they are peer leaders or they are dietitians. When I say the word peer leaders, these people are basically trained under the dietitians or public health nutritionists based on whatever is available. But the Good Food Box is a very good program. So this was the image that I picked up from Google. You guys all know that there are certain drinks, and we are so fond of these easy to get drinks. We think, okay, we all understand the importance of hydration, drinking enough liquid every day. According to the recommendations, 8 to 12 glasses of water is minimum per day, unless you have been advised by your doctor due to a health condition that you cannot drink this much. But the problem is when we choose the drinks, we sometimes do not understand the amount of sugar in them. I know you guys are very smart. You understand that all the pops are unhealthy because they have a lot of sugar. But the interesting fact that I would like to bring your attention to is, for example, this fuzz tea, the lemon flavor. So people think, oh, it's a fuzz tea, it's just a lemonade, it's nothing in it. It has about 20 grams of sugar in it, which is 4 teaspoons. So every 5 gram is 1 teaspoon. It does have this Powerade. So people think, okay, I'm going for exercise, I'm going to have this power drink, it's energy drink, it's so healthy for me. Look at the amount of sugar in that Powerade drink. And you can see it's approximately above 35 grams. It's actually 38 something grams. it's not make-up thing. You can go and pick up the Powerade or any Gatorades, any of those drinks from the store, and look at the nutrition fact table and look for the amount of sugar. Actually, I have made for my clients, and I remember bringing it to Save a long time back with my partner nurse. And we actually had displayed it into the outside waiting room to show the people of the common drinks and the amount of sugar in it. I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually titled it Rethink Before You Drink. And I did something like that in the zipper lock. So the Kool-Aid jammers that some of the parents think it's a good option for their as for a snack for their kids, not a great idea. The only empty bag is the water. So water is the best beverage. Then there is I really don't know what is that. Oh, citrus punch. It's another type of juice. Hot chocolate or chocolate milk. Sorry, not the hot chocolate. Red Bull. See how much sugar is in there. Mountain Dew. Some people, you may see the teenager in it. So anytime you guys select drinks, be very mindful of what we are picking, how much sugar in there. Is it a good choice or it's not a good choice?
Okay, so now Chef is gonna show everybody how to make the really yummy, like I'm looking at it and it's just, it looks amazing, muesli bars.
Yes.
So tell us what's in it.
You don't need to go out and buy the muesli bars for you. So you have a little snack in the afternoon or in the morning between your meals. You can make it yourself and you can be very proud, and it's a very easy task to do. So I'm gonna start with the bananas. Get yourself some nice ripe bananas. They can be a little bit mushy, even better. It's like making banana bread. You can even use, here we go, if bananas are on sale or there's a lot on the aisle where you can buy the soft ones, buy it, freeze it, and use those bananas, okay? So I'm mushing the bananas. Go. Just want to show you. Can you see me? Okay.
I can see what you're doing, yes.
Okay. I like it when it's a little bit, when it's not too mashed up, when you can still taste some bits and pieces of the bananas. Right. The recipe is asking for some stevia or some sweetener. If you have sweet bananas, I personally think you don't really need to put some extra sugar into it. It's up to you. We also use for this recipe, we're going to put this aside, a little bit of cinnamon. So if you already had the smoothie, like Amber said, do not take too much cinnamon, so we won't use any for this one. And here, I already put the oats, the raw oats, in some water. They call that process pre-baking it. It's not really baked, but it looks like it's already halfway baked.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. In the meantime, I was already cutting some of my zucchinis. So what I was doing is I shredded it. I shredded some zucchini, and now I'm gonna also shred some of my carrots. And of course, you can use the outside of the carrot if you wash it very well. If it's organic, and you wash it very well. Otherwise, use the peeler and peel it off. The same thing goes for the apple.
I was just gonna say, for carrots, a great way to also peel them and remove less skin, which is with a spoon.
Yeah, a spoon or with a knife. The back.
That's another thing. Yes.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit more messy. Okay,
Yes.
I'll find it's right.
Agreed.
It's up to you.
Whatever you have handy, though.
Yeah,
Work
that's
with
right.
what you have.
So for this one, for the apples, I leave the peel on this time because they are not as hard as the other ones, more on the outside. But yes, take the bits out. go. So for the recipe, it's asking, I think, for 2 apples. Depends on the size, of course, of the apples. So I'm gonna use 3. Go. One, 2. Three. The reason why when you grate it, you don't actually have to take the bits out. The thing is, I don't like when the bits are in the apples because then I have to be so careful how far I go with my grater. Okay.
Was that a question there? Okay.
So. Here we go. I'm going to use the bigger part to grate it, and I'm going to use the apples this way. So by the end, if there's a lot of skin left over, first of all, I don't cut myself, and second, I don't need to take all the skin into the muesli bars I'm making. I can cut a little bit in, gives it a nice flavor.
I like that you're using, are you using the peels or you said?
I use a little bit of the peel.
Okay.
Peel to me actually is more like a safety kind of roll for my hands.
Yeah.
So Amber, in terms of a nutritional perspective, do you recommend leaving the peels on, like for your fruits and vegetables, if possible, to add more nutrients, fiber?
Yeah, it's extra fiber. So with the peel, it's extra fiber. Unless we talk about it last time, for some health condition, they are restricted to have insoluble fiber in their diet, any obstructive inflammatory health condition. But fiber is really good for health, for the fiber and health perspective. Yeah.
Okay, the last one I put in with the peel.
For extra fiber.
For extra fiber.
I know this recipe. I already see so many high fiber rich sources that she uses. The oatmeal, banana.
Yeah, no, it's
Carrots, yeah.
Here's the zucchini. I didn't peel the zucchini, okay? I just grated the whole zucchini.
Mm-hmm.
I wash it very well before. All right. Then I can put in my bananas as well. Go. So, washing my hands for a second.
So I'm wondering, can you make this instead of oatmeal? Can you make it with like quinoa? Maybe you mentioned it, but I missed it. Or with some other grain like millet?
You could, but you have to
Okay.
it a little. Yes, because it's not going to be baked for an hour and a half. It's only baking for around 30 to 40 minutes. Here we go. I'm going to use this container, and I'm going to grate actually.
But what about even like dry cereal? Can you use that in there, or
You
probably?
could, yeah,
That could be
but I
another
still
option.
would soak the dry cereals in some water for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna grate the carrot. Please be careful, don't hurt yourself. It's a big carrot like that. I think one whole one is sufficient. And carrots are good for your eyes. So we say back home in Austria, because we don't have any rabbits who are wearing glasses.
I love it.
There we go. Okay, that's beautiful. Good. Vegetables, fantastic. So what's missing now is a little bit apricots. I got some dried apricots, and that's why I was addressing it before. And I don't actually put a lot of extra sugar into it because the apricots also dried fruits, like Amber was explaining to us last time, have a lot of sugar content in there.
Mhm.
That's what makes it so good. So let me show you. I like to cut them.
It's a natural sugar, right? So if you want to add some sweetness into your bars, I think that's a good choice, right?
That's right. You can also use cranberries if you want to instead of it. We don't want to use too much of it, and I don't want to cut it too small either. So if you want to take a little, can you zoom it in? How big you cut it?
Yeah.
So I don't cut it much smaller than this. You see that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So let me go even bigger.
I forget, did you say you're using nuts as well? No, no nuts
No,
today.
I don't use nuts for this recipe, but you can, of course, you can put some nuts into it.
Or seeds.
Or any kind of seeds, yeah. I do use pumpkin seeds.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
And what do you call the little black seeds?
Chia seeds?
Chia seeds. I love chia seeds in my salad. And in my, like I said in the beginning, always make the recipes. Those are just basic ideas. You can always make it better if you stay in the quantum of how much you can have of sweetness. And this is good. Right. So now I'm gonna take tablespoons of the raw pumpkin seeds.
I'm also thinking from the first workshop when we had that wonderful salad that you made.
Oh,
You
yeah,
also
yeah.
use the sesame seeds. Is that
That's
another
right.
option?
Sesame or sunflower seeds. Absolutely, you can add it to it.
This looks very hearty.
See? That's what muesli is all about. Muesli was invented by the Swiss, and the Swiss are very hardy people. So now I'm gonna mix that up a little bit. You see how soft the oats became. In the meantime, it's soaked it in, all the water is soaked in. So you can use actually every one of the rolled oats, or you can use instant oats, and you can use, you know, as long as it's not mixed with other things, they are extremely good for you. And I'm sure Amber will tell us some more about it later.
So there's a great question from someone. What is muesli?
Muesli is a combination with oats. It's usually muesli is a breakfast cereal made out of oats, fresh fruits,
So cereal nuts.
honey, milk, yogurt. That's usually muesli. Because this is a muesli based.
Great question.
bar.
Keep them coming, please.
So in
So I
this,
want,
yeah, this muesli, because it has banana as a pulp, I have seen mostly dry mueslis, like, you know, when they can add milk or cream or yogurt to that. So
right.
it's different, right? Chef Burgi, can you please tell us the use of banana in it and how will we eat it?
The use of banana. Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, so why did we use banana in it, or is it supposed to be eaten like this, so we don't add any liquid in that?
The muesli is usually a banana in there as well.
Oh, okay.
Sweetness, because you don't, if you want it a little bit sweeter, we usually put a little bit of honey in it, or you know, or sometimes you put some strawberries in. I mean, all of those things, they're sweet, you know, should be sweet usually.
I mean, I'm thinking because, oh, sorry, go ahead.
And we always prepare the oats with the milk or with water the day before, so they're nice and soft. There's also usually some nuts in there, you know, walnuts, hazelnuts, and by the next day it's nice and soft, so you don't have that crunch it through, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too, because bake them in the oven, you want it quite moist.
Not good enough. Always this, that, this, that.
Sorry? Did somebody have something to share? Okay.
Okay. I prepared a little tray with some paper on it. You can also, the recipe is asking for one of the spray oil bottles, what you can spray on it. I like to use the paper because when it's done, I can flip it out and I can cut it in pieces when it's baked after my 30, 40 minutes.
So I was also going to ask, I really love coconut, and I was wondering, is that something that you can also use if like you want to, instead of the apricot, like an unsweetened coconut shaving?
Absolutely. And like I said, try out new things, try out coconut, try all of those things. I would urge you to buy the organic ones and put it into your muesli, put it into your food, put it in salads, put it, you know, in any kind of sweets. Use those things because they're naturally sweet as well. Okay. Here we go. Look at this.
This is amazing.
What you really need is an offset spatula, and then you can make some nice muesli bars. All right. Okay. This one goes in the oven, and we're gonna bake it. We're gonna bake it by around 350 Fahrenheit, 30 to 40 minutes. I already worked a little ahead, so I show you. I already did some of the muesli bars. Here we go. This is the end product.
Wow.
You can bake it a little bit more so it gets more dry, or you can take it out of your tray and put it in a container and just leave it open so it dries up a little bit more. Because don't forget zucchinis, carrots, all of those things really have a lot of water in them. So also you can leave it in the oven a little bit longer and just turn off the heat or turn it down. Keep the oven door a little bit open so the steam can come out. Okay, but this should be the end result of it, and enjoy it because I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Try it.
If you want to try it,
Oh, I would love to try it. Yes.
We're going to send you one, Amber.
I think
This
I
looks
have to come
really
next
yummy. I'm
time.
coming
It's enough. I should have some.
Well,
You're always welcome.
yeah.
Why do you think I'm here? Because Chef makes the best.
Yeah, definitely
you.
we need someone to try out the food, right?
Yes, and actually Chef Burgi and I, we go back a few years. We've worked in
Yeah.
another place before together a couple of years ago. So yes, I know her cooking and it's wonderful.
Thank you, Kate. Yeah, I think so.
So we might wrap up a bit earlier today because the recipes are a bit simpler, but I'd like to open this up for anyone who has questions. We have Amber here who has a lot of great knowledge about chronic disease, diabetes, and nutrition. So if you have any specific questions for her, I'm sure other people have similar questions. We can all benefit from knowing these things. So feel free to put them in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask the questions away. Otherwise, I don't know if Amber, you had another handout or slide that you wanted to.
I don't have the handout, but I want to talk about meal regularity as well, because this part we put it into our topic, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it. So we always think that because of so many myths and some, like, I don't know, I cannot say, like some weak research out there on Google, that people think that they should have a small frequent meals. Some people think that we should eat 3 meals in a day. Some people think we should eat like 2 meals in a day. So I will just talk about what is the best evidence, what is the guidelines say. Okay, let's pause. Let's pause for the taste.
Still soft and it's
Very
warm.
yummy.
It's warm.
I want to
It's
eat
yummy.
this.
It's very yummy. Yeah.
Delicious. Wow. Sorry, was there a question?
I wish there was a technology if I could eat from the computer, like I can see you guys.
So great question here. Can you add honey to the mix
Yes, you can.
to make it sweeter?
You don't really need to. Before you put it into the tray, excuse me. Taste it a little. Taste the small piece. There's no egg, there's nothing in there what could hurt. And make it as sweet as you want it. So I personally, I didn't put any sugar in, I didn't put any honey in. There was enough sweetness in the zucchini, in the carrots, and all of those things. They were really sweet enough, so you didn't need to. And don't forget, I put very ripe bananas in. And here you have most of your sweetness.
Actually, this would work really well too if you have little children, because you cannot taste the carrots, you cannot taste the zucchini, and that's always, I think, like the most fearful vegetable for little ones. So this could be a great snack for them, or even breakfast.
And the same thing goes with the smoothie, you know, for the kids. If they don't see it, they drink it, but they won't eat enough, but they won't eat the other stuff.
And there are people who are asking about, so right now, even at Walmart and No Frills, carrots are like $2 or $3 bag of carrots. I think it's 2 kg in it. And see, today Chef Burgi has given us such a nice recipe of zucchini, carrot, apple. They are not expensive fruits and vegetables. Like, as far as we all go to the same grocery stores, like I don't think so. This recipe will cost more than $10. What do you think, Chef Burgi? Like with banana, carrots?
Not even that much. And if you go somewhere in a vegetable store and they have the aisle, you know, where there's maybe the apple is a little bruised or the pear is a little mushier.
Oh yeah,
Use that.
that's how I buy my apples. I don't buy them full price.
I do the same. I don't the raw, like the other ones too much.
You know, that's a great point actually, because if you focus on like those fruits and vegetables like apples, what do you call it, cabbage, squash, they can last for a long time too, and they're quite cheap.
Yeah.
And they're very nutritious.
Yeah, we just need to be creative to cook it in a tasty way, so that the family would love it. Like the family can at least eat it, because consumption is important. Bringing it in the grocery, that's step number 1 of healthy eating. But bringing it to the table and being consumed by the family is a very important step. These days,
I have a question.
Yes, Sanjay.
So, like, I only eat them raw, cauliflower, broccoli, or cabbage. Is there a problem with the raw? Because if we start cooking, then the fat goes and then the nutrition goes out, then the time goes in. So what is the drawback of eating raw?
There is no drawback of
Cabbage,
eating raw.
cauliflower,
No,
broccoli.
but there is no drawback of cooking the vegetables. The reasonings that you put in, nutrition doesn't go out while cooking. Fat will not go in unless you add fat in the cooking. I think you may be concerned of the water soluble vitamins. Yes, they may lost, but not too much. It all depends on the longer cooking time. So if you decide to boil the cauliflower for 1 hour and then throw the water, yes, then you will lose water soluble vitamins. But you can still retain nutrition by just sauteing the vegetables, cooking at low flame. Do not cook for a very long period of time. Do not add a lot of water. And even if you add water, please do not throw the water. Cooked vegetables are equally nutritious as uncooked vegetables. There is no drawback in eating raw vegetable. It's perfectly
There's
fine.
no drawback, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine.
Or maybe grill it a little bit, right? Rather
Yeah,
than
like
just
sometimes, there is in IKEA, actually, you can get the grilling pan that has those small lines in it. I think it's
yes,
only
yes,
10 or $12. You can
right.
cut your vegetables, put it on it, maybe just brush it with a little bit of oil on it. And I do grill my vegetables on it
Right.
on a slow flame. It's perfectly fine because
Right.
sometimes you just don't feel like having the raw vegetables all the time. That's why I love Chef Burgi's recipes for today, that she used the vegetables in such an innovative way that we can consume it and we don't need to get bored with the typical style of vegetables.
Okay, right. And one more question, like although it's like a common understanding in the people that one should have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and meals and blah blah. But in my experience, if you are not dependent much on the wheat and sugar based product and meals, then you don't get hungry. And if you don't get hungry, then you don't eat. So then the whole idea of lunch, dinner, and breakfast is out of the door. So why is that? Why is that people don't feel hungry if they are not consuming wheat and sugar-based products and meals and food? What happens to the body then? Because it doesn't feel hungry at all
It's a
then.
very specific question, Sanjay. I haven't heard that example before, that people who are eating sugars and wheat, they don't get hungry. If it is happening to you or someone you know, I think that will be a better idea if I can do a total nutritional assessment on them. And on the basis of that assessment, I will find out what is happening there. There is some hypothesis around, if we have high protein intake in our diet, you may not feel hungry for a longer period of time. So for example, if I had just a toast or bread slice for my breakfast, I will get hungry in 3 hours. But if I have egg and toast or cheese and toast or some form of protein with my slice of bread, I will be full for maybe 5 hours. Because, and I have a reason for that, when I have protein and fiber in my diet, that delays the process of digestion. So everything goes in the stomach. Stomach is a machinery that do chemical and mechanical breakdown. Mechanical meaning it moves like a grinder. It goes close and comes out, and that's how it is doing the churning reaction. Chemical breakdown, it has enzymes that are breaking the nutrients. All the carbohydrate is breaking down into glucose, the individual unit. All the protein is breaking down into amino acids. Same thing for fat. I'm not trying to confuse you all, but all the nutrients need to break down by chemical and mechanical breakdown into the simpler form. If I have a mixed meal, like this example of this muesli, because it has zucchini, carrots, apple, and then it has some bananas in it. If we would have nuts in it, add nuts in it, it will be like, and oats, lots of fiber. If you would have add nuts, it's extra protein. Digestion delays. I will feel full for a longer period of time. The longer the food stays in my stomach, the longer I feel I will have a satiety feeling. So I won't get hungry after 3 or 4 hours. So that I know
Because
from the scientific
I
reason.
for scientific reasons. So I kind of stopped eating breakfast, lunch long time back. And in the morning
Mhm.
also, I don't get hungry. In the lunch also, I don't get hungry. At around 5 o'clock, I feel something. So I'm eating only one meal a day. And that too, mostly not wheat or sugar based. And I'm wondering why there is a concept of meals and lunch, breakfast, dinner when the
No,
body even
there
doesn't
is a
need that
concept
much
for
to.
a reason. No, there is a concept for a reason because our body needs nutrition, especially when we wake up. Otherwise, our liver starts releasing sugar in the system. But some people make a habit of it. You already shared your experience, your personal choice, and that's how your body has developed that habit. And
I
if
see.
it's
Oh, I
working
see.
for you, you see you are a healthy individual. Why would we change it, right? You are healthy, you feel healthy. I'm pretty sure that you are a very wise person, like attending these health sessions. So definitely taking care of your health, monitoring your health. If it's working for you, why not? I'm also a strong advocate for intermittent fasting, when people are eating for 6 hours in a day or maybe 8 hours in a day, and then just drinking for the rest of the 16 or 18 hours of the day. That is also working for people. And again, as long as their body has developed that mode and there is no harm reported, I would say continue doing what is working for you, right? But I would encourage
Right.
you that whenever you eat your one meal or the only meal of the day, which is at 5 o'clock, try to balance it, try to bring more and more nutrition, more and more color to that meal, so that your body will get all the nutrition that is required.
I see. I see. Because I become very intolerant to wheat and sugar-based items, and it's like now it's out of my system, and I'm wondering sometime when I do eat what's going on with me, and I'm totally intolerant now since this habit
Yeah, and
that got
yeah,
developed.
that is fine. So I just hope that you make sure that you will have your vitamin B12, your B vitamins from other sources, either vegetables or some animal-based proteins, just in case that you don't feel like there is no inadequacy of the nutrition because of not eating one type of food, right?
Right. Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
guess it's a really good session. Thank you very much for the questions. It really keeps us going.
Yes, thank you so much, Sanjay. I have a few more questions here. Can you add dates to sweeten it? So whether Chef or you, Amber, want to answer as well, whether you can add it to the recipes with the idea of limiting dry fruits.
Yeah, I think dates is a very good idea. Dates instead of we added apricots, right? Yeah. What do you think, Chef Bergie? What about the taste with date? Date has a strong taste.
It depends on how much sugar you really want to have in there. So I guess if you put, like I said before, dry apricots are very sugary. It's high in sugar content. And you also have, the bananas in there and the dates. Maybe take the apricots out and or
For the dates, that's a good idea.
and put the dates in there, or take some cranberries. What don't have, they are not too sweet or something like that. I mean, you can play
around with it. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely, you can't go wrong because it all tastes fabulous. Try the recipes. You see, Kate ate the whole row of things. Kate ate by herself. Okay? So enjoy the recipe. Check out the book. Also, it's online. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody.